This is probably the best makeup I've ever seen on her.
I couldn't agree more.
She just looks like sad.
The
makeup is sad.
This is fired.
The more I look at it, the more angry I'm getting.
Why is it only the makeup artists of the black girls that understand the concept of priming a lid? And what would we have gotten if Johnny did Miss Julianne Moore's makeup?
Wow. Honey, that's a glass eye on the left. Because she said...
It's astounding. Time is fleeting.
Are we live?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I self-tanned. I am Bella Hadid.
Is that how you feel? I have a question.
It hits my skin.
Do you self-tan your whole body?
Let's talk about it. In the winter,
you don't.
I self-tan as though I'm wearing a dickie. You know what a dickie is?
I know what the Dockers. No, Dickies.
So, and I'm...
Excuse
Someone
me?
will correct me if I'm wrong, but the dickie, as from what I know, also means. Did you ever see, like, probably on TV shows or whatever, when a guy's like wearing a suit jacket and it looks like a button-down shirt and a tie, but it's just cut off like a baby bib and it goes underneath the blazer?
Fierce.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those?
No. And it literally just is like a little half
do from
circle.
the neck up?
Oh, girl. Okay, so I self-tan this morning. My arms, my face, my neck, and maybe like a reverse bra under the nipples, and I stopped there and the back of my neck.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Why are you doing reverse?
I like to highlight this. Let me be a woman. Anything that's showing in the winter, everything else is sheet white.
Your nipples are showing in the middle of winter?
But it just feels weird if I don't. Like, I don't want it to be too harsh of a line. So I just seamlessly blend it, but I would say it feathers off at the nips. And I immediately feel like a braver, stronger, healthier, mentally person.
You know what? Self-tanner is one of those things that, like, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
When I do it, you can't tell me anything. No. Because when I'm blonde.
Yes.
I'm blonde. I'm skinny. And I'm a little bit of a bitch. Yeah. When I'm blonde, tan, and I just like I will put on clear lip gloss.
I know.
And call somebody a
action on the set because I am ready to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
totally.
Yeah.
No, I know. The minute my sister Adrienne and I always used to say, we're like, I'm a better person when I'm tan.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
No.
I'm going in a Target with lip balm. And I want to buy everybody's groceries.
Totally, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I am a philanthropist.
Yeah, and when your card gets declined, you just go, I'm tan, and walk out.
I'm tan. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm paying a tan.
Yeah. I never tried the mousse. I tried the like natural glow body lotions, like the graduals, and I'm like, they don't do much.
I never have luck with those.
Because they're shimmery body lotions. And I'm like,
do you remember, wait, this had to be, my God, 20.
Say it.
Yeah.
The Sephora spray self-tanner.
2018. And this mincing little faggot comes up to me and he's like, you need to try this spray. And it was like self-tanning like spray. It looked like hairspray. From
Sephora Collection.
And it was gradual though. It wasn't like an instant and then wash off. It was like a put on, you didn't see anything. And then So I used it, bitch. Zebra fucking orange. Like it was a mess. Like I cannot use anything other than like mousses. I don't have good luck with it.
Mises.
Yeah. I don't have good luck with it.
Wow. I don't remember you telling me that, but I had many other people I turned on to that spray, and it was the angry villagers with pitchforks and torches because I set them up.
Yeah.
Because I would come in looking like super flawless
like
and tan.
A goddess.
And then they were like, oh my God, I want that. What is that? I was like, Sephora Collection, $18. You better work, bitch.
Yeah.
And they would come back the next day. They were like, so I'm streaky.
Horrible.
And I was like, oh my God, ew, what happened to you, freak? Because I would spray it on, let it dry, go to bed, wake up, done.
Horrible. It was horrible.
And I wouldn't exfoliate beforehand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't lotion before. I was like, boop.
I know. That's why I love the mousse, because even when I do the mousse with the mitt, I go right up to here and then I make a fist and I do this and I don't do my fingers. And then I do my face with a brush, with a buffing brush. So I do the mousse on the mitt, dip into the buffing brush and do my face with the buffing brush. And then anything that's left on the brush, I'll just very quickly go over my fingers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even show up, as you can tell, but it just doesn't look like a stark difference.
Well, I mean, how many of the girls that we
we've
known
Yeah.
As if they were wearing white gloves.
White gloves. Orange arms.
Shouldn't be allowed in this Sephora.
Totally.
It was horrible. It was so boo-boo nasty, girl.
No.
It was a little boy, a little girl.
Life is so simple. A little boy, a little girl.
A little girl.
On that note, and we should probably tell them what we're talking about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so on today's episode, we are bringing you another Makeup Police. I'm Joan Rivers.
And I'm Dead Joan Rivers.
Kelly Osbourne. Is she canceled?
She might be.
Yeah, you're like, whatever. We are looking at the best and the worst makeup looks from the 2024 Golden Globes. I have a little surprise for you. I did something different this time around that I think is going to be exciting. We'll get there. And a little surprise. But also, literally today, as we're filming, the Oscar nominations came out. So we have those.
Oh, okay.
We both watched Saltburn the other night. Which let us know your thoughts on Saltburn.
We watched it so separately.
Snub, totally, not a single nomination.
Which I was seeing memes all over, and
Yeah.
I needed context of like Saltburn this, Saltburn that, and Jacob Elordi, like, and I've been seeing all these things about all the actors in the movie, and just like I've been very curious. So the other night I watched it, and like, let me tell you something. I will give you like a fair warning. Do not watch this with your family.
No.
This is not like an appropriate
This is
movie.
not a family film.
Yeah. So for like our younger listeners, if there's any out there, I do not condone you watching this movie.
Whatever it's rated, you should go along with that.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the rating.
I don't know. We endorse the rating of the National Film Association. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh my God. It should be like.
And I will say this, I think it's totally worth the watch because it really is like, it was a beautifully made film. And all I'll say is like, I'm surprised the cinematography didn't win anything because it was a beautifully.
Is it too new maybe?
Girl, that didn't stop anything else.
Oh.
The Color Purple's up there. That came out of Christmas. Like they nominate movies that came out 5 seconds ago. May, December, that Netflix movie with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman came out like 2 seconds ago. Like, so I don't think it was that. I don't know. And we're gonna like quickly skim through the Oscar noms. It's getting corny, tired, and played out. It's getting repetitive in the sense that it's too predictable in the sense that like
Oscar
if something
baiting.
was a massive box, and even if something nowadays, first of all, they came out with that. You didn't watch the Golden Globes or Emmys. No. They came out at the Golden Globes. They came out with this boo-boo new award that literally for the Golden Globes, like we're not talking some rinky-dink award, whatever.
Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
Box Office Smash Award. What does that mean?
So Barbie won?
So yes. I don't think it won anything, honestly, that night. Other than Billie Eilish won or Best Original Song.
Did she really?
Yes. For what was I made
for? That I listened to that.
Stunning.
He's like.
Yes, unless I'm missing one, but I really don't think it won a single other award. So it was basically like a consolation prize of like, we have to give Barbie something, so let's give it Box Office of the Year. Which, what does that award even mean? So we have 5 of the biggest box office movies. Wouldn't whatever movie just had the biggest box office win? I don't how do we discern a participation award?
It's insulting.
Girl, what are we doing?
It's insulting because here we go. The whole story of Barbie was based on the patriarchy and everything. So how are we gonna now give Barbie this like participation trophy like you just called it? I know. It's the perfect way to put it because it was so take away like the visuals of Barbie. Yes, it was beautiful, but like I think people were really missing the point of like how beautiful of a story it could be.
Yes.
And what a missed opportunity. And the fact that it didn't win anything.
I know. Well, and that's the thing. It's like when it's up against movies like Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon and, these more typical Oscar-y movies.
Sure.
Barbie might as well be a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? That's how the Academy, I'm sure, voters are looking at it. But we were saying what the gag of the Oscar nominations is that Greta Gerwig did not get nominated for Best Director. Margot Robbie did not get nominated for Best Actress. But Ryan Gosling got nominated for Best Actor in a supporting role for playing Ken. And people online are like, isn't that the plot of Barbie?
You're kidding.
I swear to God. And you talk about a joke. I was even pissed that it was nominated at like the fucking smaller awards. I'm Just Ken from the Barbie movie is nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song. And this is what chaps my ass about the Oscar-y bullshit. Billie Eilish is going to win because they love that kind of a song, a meaningful heartstring song. Okay, cool. Dance the Night, Dua Lipa. That song was impeccable and took over the world last year.
And not to mention, she started recording that song, saw the scene it was going to be in, and Dua Lipa went back and re-recorded it to fit the actual vibe of what was happening. So it's like, talk about somebody that really gave a shit, because Ava Max, I'm sure, wasn't giving that when she did Speed Drive.
Totally. And I would even give it to Sam Smith, too. Sam Smith's song from the Barbie soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
The Man I Am.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but even that's a great song.
Yeah.
I'm Just Ken.
Because there's a clip.
This boo-boo song an intern wrote.
There's a clip of Ryan Gosling winning for that song, and they said the winner is, and then his face, he was in disbelief.
Mortified.
Shocked. In tears.
In tears almost.
No, like he was legitimately like as if it were a joke.
Yes.
Visibly confused and like, this isn't real.
Is getting an Oscar nomination.
And again, literally the plot of Barbie.
And only Ryan Gosling. But okay, and here's another unpopular opinion. I enjoyed Barbie. Do I have any desire to watch it a second time? No. However, that could also be because it wasn't necessarily made for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That song to me is about a female or female identifying experience. Like me as a white gay man, I don't experience what women go through. So I appreciated it like I appreciated any very well-made movie, but wasn't the greatest movie I ever saw.
No.
Should any of the actors in Barbie be nominated for Oscars? No. Was it a challenging role to play Barbie? I don't think so. Not as much as Emma Stone in Poor Things, like playing a reverse Frankenstein baby in an adult body, learning like what apples and oranges here. Like just because it's a popular, successful movie doesn't mean
forgetting to walk. She's now flat-footed.
Yeah, like. I don't.
No more arches.
That's what I mean.
Like it's not.
And there was one moving, difficult, quote unquote, acted scene in the entire movie, which was mainly done by America Ferrera. And even Ryan Gosling. What are we nominating? What are we nominating? A popular movie does not equal difficult acting. A best performance of the year.
Right. Yeah, we're like,
Gone are the days where Meryl won for Sophie's Choice. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I saw Barbie 3-4 times.
Yeah.
In and out of theaters. And I just I watched it maybe 2 or 3 times in the theater and then once at home. And every time I was like, yeah, no, it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it got $1 billion at the box office. Yeah. And I'm like, good for you. Pop off. But I don't think just because, again, something that's trending doesn't deserve to be award
It's the same as the Grammys. Just because it's a #1 single doesn't mean it's a good song.
No.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, and Come For Me, whatever. Nicki Minaj, Anaconda, nominated for a Grammy. 99% of the song is a sample. What are we, like, that's a great, like, out of all the small indie artists writing gut-wrenching, beautiful music, fuck them. My Anaconda don't
want none unless you got buns, hun.
Like, written by someone else, which is the part we remember, by the way. What are we doing? Just because it's popular doesn't mean it deserves an award. Like, it drives me insane.
Well, you know what? Because he loves this fat ass.
Yeah.
Like, girl.
So, I don't know, girl. And everything was very predictable at the Golden Globes. And I will say, I kind of do like the Oscars a little more because I feel like if there is upset, sometimes it tends to be the Oscars because you're merging categories. Like, you're merging the comedy and musical and the drama together. It goes from 10 actors nominated for Best Actress to 5. Like, so that's where like Olivia Colman beat Gaga for A Star Is Born. Like that kind of shit. I'm like, like I love that because that made me watch The Favorite with Olivia Colman. And then I'm like, holy shit, she deserved it. Like, so that's the interesting stuff, right. I think, when it's a little bit more about the performance rather than the popularity of the movie. Because between Olivia Colman and Lady Gaga, who had a harder part, Olivia Colman. Like, any other housekeeping?
Well, we're wearing cosmetics today.
Are we? We have makeup on?
I don't.
I don't.
I came fresh faced.
You just have a little pink lip gloss and a lash.
Do you know what this is?
What?
I finally get to show these pink lips. Do you know how much it is to conceal this every day? This is just my natural lip color.
No, you finally took the makeup off.
I took it off. I'm stripped down. I'm Joanne.
Totally. Yeah. Life is so simple.
A little boy, a little girl.
All right, let's dive into these lurks. Let's look at the lurks. Hallelujah. Before we dive in, I want to make a disclaimer.
Okay.
In no way, shape, and form are Johnny and Kevin LLC commenting on any physical appearance, attractiveness, body, weight, etc. of any human being. We are literally critiquing the application of the cosmeceuticals.
The cosmeceuticals
by the cosmeceutical professionals.
Cosmeceutician.
Cosmeticians. It's okay.
Let's take a break.
yeah, let's take a break. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Every single person on this list is absolutely stunning. And the reason we get so fired up about this is because if we had these canvases to paint, mama, you better believe, there would be no crumbs left.
And you know what? Because it really pisses me off that they have so much time to get these people ready typically.
Girl.
Like average, they start getting ready early for this gig.
Yes.
So don't give me none of this that they didn't have time.
Absolutely.
Because they have time.
They have time. Unless you're Lady Gaga's makeup artist.
Yeah, and you're 5
minutes. You're getting
minutes.
ready in the back of a jalopy on the way to the awards.
Yeah, and then she's
5
like,
minutes, yeah.
I need a perfect red lip and a wing liner.
Yes. She's in the back of the pickup, leg up, shaving the legs. It wasn't love! Making them do a wing liner. Totally. So first look, I thought we'd start out good. We have Allison Williams from Girls fame. She was also in Megan from the Golden Globes. Girl, I think it's exquisite. Maybe, no, I
Calm
love it.
down with exquisite.
I know. I'm getting too excited too quick.
Yeah.
Where's the lash? It's number
okay,
one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I was too excited.
We need to reel it back because so my only thing is, this makeup is beautiful.
Beautiful.
I just want an eyelash on her.
Agreed.
I just want the eyelash.
And
I just want
a small lash. We don't need crazy lashes.
Noblesse.
Noblesse. Trimmed. Give me a little, only like 3/4 of it because we just need uniformity in the lashes.
Yeah.
We don't need length. We just need uniformity.
Everything else is so beautiful. I just want a little bit of a lash, but other than that, the eyeshadow color choices, the lip color choice, the blush, the brows, the way the hair is styled, I really do. Yeah.
I was very happy that most of these I could find the Getty image zoomed in
unretouched.
Unretouched. So we're going to give you the tea because these are raw and yeah.
And you know what? I love that these are raw images.
I love that because honestly, that's the thing too. Like even looking at this, that's what makeup looks like, girl. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I almost love that we have these photos because shows us.
Far away?
That's exactly.
Where's that texture?
Oh, preach.
Where are those pores?
I always used to say anyway, like, especially depending on the kind of glam you're looking for, whatever the case is, like, if someone's getting close enough to you to see that texture, you need to punch him. Like, because it's like, and this is also in horrible flash lighting on the red carpet. Yeah. When she goes into the venue in normal lighting, the makeup is going to look
dim lit.
That's what I mean. In the theater, the makeup's going to look stunning. I will say, beautiful coverage foundation as far as the amount of coverage. I will say, whatever foundation we're using, because as a celebrity makeup artist, they're using some like Boo Boo Pat McGrath, where I would gather, even if she's had this on for 5 hours, that is pretty significant smile line creasing and pore enhancing.
And I get it. Like, we can't avoid creasing all the time, whatever, but I would say we can minimize it.
Yes.
So why are we using formulas that are not working?
A little Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder on a powder puff on those pores, and that would not be happening for the next 5 hours. Those are the little things, and I'm always curious with makeovers like this. I'm like, is it their makeup artist or is it a makeup artist that's doing them for the day? Because if it's their makeup artist, there's no excuse. You should know. At this point, I know what foundations look amazing on you, let alone if I was their makeup artist, I would know what works for them because I would learn what I'm up against.
But also, too, if this is a makeup artist that, let's say, was a one-off hire, right? Mm-hmm. My issue with that then is you have formulas in your kit that maybe are not listen, there's not one foundation that will work for everyone, but this proves to me that you're using a foundation that doesn't work for majority of people.
you're completely right. Because if I didn't know Allison Williams' skin type, do I have a foundation in my repertoire for dry, combination, oily, and mature skin that I know does not crease? Yes. So it would take one question. What's your skin type? And then assessing her skin. Because we also, on top of it, that's what I mean by, we're using some Boo Boo Pat McGrath, because it's already off her nose. You can see here is where I really feel like we could have used a little subtle lash for that uniformity. I don't know, unless we were going to trim the tops of those brows, if doing all of them straight up was the move. Like, I would have had maybe the insides up and then laid them down.
The rest
yes.
To like fit the curvature of a brow. And also, let's just call it what it is, especially with this photo. Maybe let's clean up the brow color on the ends of the brow, especially that right one.
Exactly.
Why do we have brown outside of the shape of the brow?
Yeah.
So we don't think to maybe take a Q-tip or concealer and just maybe clean up that color.
And let me ask you something right now.
Uh-huh.
Why do celebrity makeup artists love making the insides of those brows dark as night, and the outsides of the brows are an afterthought?
Gone.
Are an afterthought. It's the opposite, if anything.
Flip the brow.
Girl, flip the brow.
Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Grammy. Like, why is it always the insides are brown squares, and then the outside, it just, the brow fill just disappears as we move
and
west.
I'm going to say something too. With celebrity makeup artists, if they are going to be photographed with this, this level of depth,
harshness,
why are we putting so much brown eyeshadow underneath their eye and not making it look clean?
Girl.
And purposefully placed. Because if you're going to put concealer and then do all that, and then you're going to put shimmer on their inner corner, it looks like you're rushing this person's makeup.
Yeah.
And especially with her eye color, because where is that transition color underneath her eye?
Yes.
And then softly taking that darker color on the edge to almost smoke it out from the outside going in.
Yes. Because I'm all about a little shimmer on the inside corner here, a pop of it.
Oh.
But why do we have from the inner 50% of the lower lash line that that Charlotte
and
Tilbury
why is it
shimmer
going down here?
That is Charlotte Tilbury shimmer eyeshadow in a little quad, smoked out there, that it is all fallen in here. And let's be honest, I don't know how old Allison Williams is. She's probably my age. Girl, after a certain age, we got to be careful with the shimmers we're putting onto the eye. We're enhancing that texture like no one's business.
And why is it under
her eye?
Where the concealer is.
Absolutely.
Where the wild things are.
That is where the fucking wild things are, bitch. Yeah.
Where that shimmer is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is us looking at someone who we think is like, this makeup is lovely. Is great.
So this is you're in for it, because if we think this is wonderful and we're critiquing this.
We're talking about the things we would have done differently. Done different. Okay.
She already done had hers.
She already done had hers. I am going to say something else.
Okay. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
It is a fucking crime in 90% of these.
Yeah.
Why haven't celebrity makeup artists, has nobody taught them when your client is going to an event for 8 hours using a liquid lipstick as a lip liner, and then when you put your lip gloss and lipstick over it, that lip liner will not move? Because when we do lip liner and just lip liner with a probably, God only knows, oil-based Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and lip gloss, we have wet lip liner, and it infuriates me. When I did bridal makeup on someone and they wanted, let's say they were getting married December 10th, and they wanted that fucking Christmas red lip. You better believe my lip liner was NARS liquid lipstick in Star Woman with my Burberry lip liner that could fucking kill Bill. And I was using that as my lip liner and feathering it in. I wasn't coating the whole lip because no. We don't no dry cracky, and I don't want those formulas mixing. But that was my lip liner, and then I put the lipstick in the center. That was the same color because the liquid lipstick doesn't move, and it doesn't look like that in 5 hours.
I love that.
That is just that is Hershey syrup around her lips.
And the tonal difference of the lip liner throughout.
Because it's
dark here and then over here. And then wait, look at the one corner of her lip on the bottom to the other.
I know. Which, you know what? Honestly, that's the makeup artist's fault because that's not even...
That's not her.
No, and that's not the lipstick or the lip gloss's fault of separating the formula. They didn't bring that lip liner in at all. They quite literally lined those lips like a border.
Boop, boop.
Like bop, bop, bop. There was no feathering, no blending. And then they just put a lip liner on.
They drew the cartoon seagull on the top.
Yes.
So it's the line seagull on the top and then did a little line on the bottom.
A John Waters mustache. They put a John Waters mustache on her.
Iconic nude from Charlotte Tilbury.
Absolutely. And then put
lip oil from Dior.
Yes. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
like, why have you use a liquid lipstick as especially if you're going to put a gloss on top of it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. The roller coaster's going down. We just went off the edge. We have Amanda Seyfried in a beautiful dress, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. Girl, we've done, this is not our first rodeo with Miss Seyfried, and her makeup artist is always a committer of this crime. On her cool tone, alabaster skin, stop putting these Crypt Keeper black eye cool tone purples on her. Mama, poof, poof.
And
you're done.
I want to talk about one thing specifically. This is when you first started wearing makeup, the way this eyeshadow is placed and blended. This is your first eyeshadow look that you've ever done.
Absolutely.
This is the first time you thought you ate when you blended your eyeshadow. And it's like, that's a diffused edge. Yeah, but like
too high.
What is this doing for her eye in general? And oh my God.
No, are you going to say it?
Oh my God, there's so many things that like are rushing.
Your brain's snapping.
They're all trying to rush out of my mouth and I can't form a fucking sentence.
Yeah. The finish of the eyeshadow
is half fucking shimmers everywhere.
There is nary a matte in sight.
No, because all around, 360 around this eye, shimmer, 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 shimmer.
This is why we don't buy Tom Ford, Charlotte Tilbury, those little fucking boo-boo quads where everything is a half shimmer, because when we put half shimmers everywhere, it catches the light as we move our head in ways that we don't want it to accentuate the texture. Because would we have seen the texture on her brow bone? No, we do now.
Can I talk about something really quick?
Go for it.
Because it won't come out. It's going to come out. Why does it look like as if they took that lavender lilac shimmer and put it on her lip?
The powder eyeshadow.
And the powder eyeshadow on her lip.
No, you know what that is? She put on black honey 5 hours ago. And what's left of it has settled into those
and then
cracks.
They dusted then eyeshadow over it. To set it.
The amount of people wearing black honey on this red carpet, you are going to lose your mind.
No, this lip is making me sick.
Sick? It looks sick.
She looks in pain.
That lip
is almost
tears. She wishes she was crying, so at least some water hit those lips. Girl, whatever they did made them look. She looks like, if I covered her eyes, that is the face of a person that has been walking through the Alaskan tundra for 6 hours.
She needs a glass of water.
She needs water. And the audacity, the gumption and the gall to do this much of a smoky eye on her with no lash. With naked...
no lash.
Me today.
No lash. No lip.
If I pulled my lashes off. This look with just beady eyes. And she has blue-green light eyes that you sunk in with quite literally gave her black eyes. And you didn't even anchor the eyelash.
You know
with
why?
A lash.
Because they saw this dress she was wearing and they said,
Purple.
I
have an eyeshadow the same color.
I got it.
And they garage.
I have a BH Cosmetics palette that has that color in it.
They garage doored her up to her temples.
And then thought it was a good idea to then say, let's lighten it up with some lilac shimmer and then put it on your lip too. Girl. And the brows are beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful. Balanced. I love the brow.
Better than Allison Williams.
Yeah.
Because we have a little bit more dimension. I'm sorry. And whatever. I mean, if I'm a celebrity makeup artist, I would have said, Miss Seyfried, would you mind if I got a couple of these strays like tweezed over? But also that's also a symptom of we don't clean up the brows with concealer, because if we cleaned up the brows with concealer, would have hid some of those
darker.
Those stray little, because exactly. Maybe she doesn't want it to be their brows.
With this photo, you could probably see the texture of it because this photo is zoomed in. Oh, even there.
You can see the texture there. And especially if we're going for this bushy Burberry brow.
Does nobody believe in lip balm?
I'm
sorry.
That is insane.
I'm insane. So laser focused on her lip right now. It's actually the texture is disturbing.
How do you do that?
I want to sand down a piece of wood with those lips.
Which again, girl, I can tell from here. She has dry skin. This is not the right foundation for her.
No, they really said, we're going to put Armani Luminous Silk on with no primer, and that'll be hydrating enough.
And Laura Mercier powder foundation.
Yeah.
Dude, this was those Laura Mercier pictures. Every phallus hair is accentuated.
And Miss Girl, do we not believe in bronzer?
Yeah. And it's so interesting because it's in my opinion, and it's not even that it's a lack of bronzer, because I think when you're super fair, you can actually go for this almost alabaster porcelain gorgeousness without a lot of bronzer and or contour. But if that's the case, the base needs to be flawless. And all up here around her hairline, it looks like it rubbed off. Or it looked like that's a contour, mama. You know they used some gray bullshit that is patchy and unblended.
Blontor!
They used blursh or whatever. Blonzer and blontor. Yeah.
Blursh.
It's not. Yeah.
And she just looks sad.
The
makeup is sad. It's sad makeup. It's sad girl aesthetic.
It is. And it's not even that she couldn't pull off this color eyeshadow, but
done in an artistic way is different.
And you can't just we need the highs with the lows. We can't do this dark smokiness on the eyes and then neglect so many other things that make that kind of an eye work.
Because you know what I would have loved to see, and I feel like it really would have tied this, and I would have
that eyeshadow looks beautiful with her eye color.
Yeah. I would have waterline totally black, really brought out the vampiness. For the lip, soft, pinky, white nude.
Yes.
With just just to really go with the blush and everything, tie it all together. Hydration. Set her with a hydrating fucking setting spray. Put foundation back on her nose.
Give this girl some water. They did her so dirty.
Give the bitch an Evian fucking spritz. Somebody in the mouth as she's running by. Spritz her with Evian.
And you know what also chaps my ass about these fucking celebrity makeup artists with this? The amount of naked waterlines on this red carpet.
Do we not have time?
Girl, give me, and listen, if we don't want black, if we don't want whatever, which by the way, for her eyeshadow, do you know how beautiful an Urban Decay shimmer deep plum purple in that waterline would have looked?
Yeah.
With lashes
purple,
on.
black,
a naked
brown
lash, anything.
I would take anything at this point.
Give me a nude. Give me something. Girl, these women are being poked and prodded for 10 hours in the morning. By the time they hit this carpet and have 50 tractor trailer lights on them, their eyes are red, tired, and bloodshot. And all we see on that naked waterline is red. It's red and tired when there is nothing on that waterline. Give me a nude.
This is, oh my God. This is so.
Yeah, this makeup artist, jail.
And they probably got paid so much money.
Oh, okay. We have Audra Day is up next, the singer. Girl, even in this Getty Images, the blending. And look at the difference. Mama did not pluck those brows. You can see the texture, but we concealed it. We cut the brow. We cleaned things up. So look at the difference, especially from that distance. From there, stunning.
Wow.
Stunning.
Everything about this makeup is so successful. The texture of everything, the lip liner choices, the lip liner saturation, the brow blending.
Yes.
The eyeshadow. I am obsessed. Okay, wait, pause.
The bottom lash line's a little suspicious.
Wait, do you see what I see on the bottom lash line?
Yes.
It looks like eyeshadow.
It looks like almost fallout or something. I don't know what that is.
But on both eyes. It's odd because that's not her skin. That's makeup.
You know what that is?
What?
That's bad mascara.
Oh,
look at even the black dot right here on her face.
Yeah.
And
right
here, up here.
Yeah, whatever.
You can see her mascara is flaking. Yeah.
With the shape of that eyeshadow,
I know,
that smoky black liner to that warm
and
crease.
Let's say it. The lash.
The lash.
The lash, girl.
And I love this cat eye inner corner that
brought it in. Yes. Yes.
And connected to the bottom. But yeah, that mascara is doing her dirty.
It really is. Because that's what that is. It's all the mascara fallout has settled in that the crease underneath the lower lash line. Which again here, even for her, that ain't no naked waterline, mama. We did a beautiful, soft pink in that waterline.
You think so?
Or did they do almost like a halo effect?
They did a halo on her eye because you could tell the black is on the inner outer, and then they
did that pink there. Okay. Yeah. But you know why it's not as jarring a naked waterline in this regard? Because it's not like what every other artist does, where we just whack underneath.
It's not a huge contrast.
So her eyeshadow in the center of that lower lash line is the same color as her naked waterline. So it doesn't look insane.
No, she looks so good.
The brows are lovely. And you see what I'm saying about the foundation?
Yeah.
I guarantee you Miss Audra Day, and Lord knows with her hair, like getting her hair done as well, as much more intricate than any of the other ones we've seen. She's had this makeup on as long as Miss Williams. Why is Miss Williams' foundation already cracking and creasing?
Yeah.
It's about the right foundation, boo. You should know your client. But this is exquisite. And we don't have a wet lip liner.
No. And
we're about 2 hours away from it, but still.
But it's balanced when she touches up and everything. Yes. But there's at least her lip is on and her lips are hydrated right here.
Yes. Okay. Next up, we have Ms. Christina Ricci. Beautiful dress.
This hair is a serve.
I would like to talk about something, which is which we have another offender on here later on in the episode, which makes this look like a misdemeanor compared to a federal offense.
Okay.
So I would like to show the photo that her makeup artist and or hairstylist posted next to what everything looked like. Can you believe that? This is what we're saying about like people on the internet. So if you think we're being mean, I don't know about you, but I would rather people who are brutally honest than this is what you're getting on social media. And this is insane.
Because you're lying. You're literally saying this is the work I did, and then you're getting booked and hired for other work to perform the same.
And do you know how also, like, if I was Christina Ricci, like, she obviously knew what the makeup looked like when she left. And then and maybe this was her, I don't know, maybe she posted this, who knows? But let's say she didn't. If I saw someone posted a photo of me like that, so face-tuned, looking 20 years younger than I am, I would be insulted. Like, because, so you're saying for it to be Instagram worthy, we needed to quite literally
change my skin tone.
Her face. Make her 20 years younger.
Yeah, add fullness to my lip.
And how about, girl, and if this was the same person that did her makeup, I'm really going to be pissed because I think we need to work on the makeup skills as much as our Facetune skills. Because why didn't we make her look like that in person?
You literally changed the shape of her lip. You changed the texture of her nose. You changed everything about her.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is probably when her hair was freshly done and makeup was freshly done. And like, yes, I understand that things can look different, but this is like a different makeup.
That's completely Facetune makeup. This is the makeup.
What is on her lip? Like that is...
Girl, what is going on with the lips at the Golden Globes? It looks like everybody just got in a fight last night. They look bruised.
This looks like the end of a horror movie when everybody's like walking away and they're like the ones that survived. They're like, thank God that's over.
Girl.
And I'm like, girl, you all look bruised, battered, and bankrupt.
Yes. We're going to play a little game here on today's episode, which is whether the makeup artist is learning. Obviously, whether they ate, if they did amazing, they did amazing. But if they're learning and they deserve a second chance, we'll give it to them. But then there's going to be makeup artists that we are going to say, like, you have no business doing makeup. Whoever did this to her has no fucking business doing makeup.
Fired.
To whoever picked that foundation on her should be put in Alcatraz. That foundation could not be worse for her. And we put 10 pounds of Tarte Shape Tape concealer. That is way too much concealer.
She's gray.
It's too full coverage for how fair she is, and it's too light, the concealer. And then the foundation is so wrong for her. Again, when you're a makeup artist for as long as Kevin and I have been makeup artists for a decade, we can look at someone's skin and tell what kind of skin they have, what type.
Yeah.
Looking at someone like Christina Ricci, that we have large pores on the side of the nose, the way the makeup is not sticking to her nose, the way we have texture here, Miss Ricci has combination or oily skin. Whatever, again, fucking boo-boo, Charlotte Tilbury, Tom Ford, liquid, Pat McGrath bullshit foundation, oil-based foundation we're putting on her, because that's what all the other celebrity makeup artists are using, is horrendous. This is not at all the right foundation for her. It is breaking up already all on the chin and around the lips. It's off the tip of the nose. The cheeks are already getting oily and it's settled in the smile lines. And then we use like baby's first concealer. Like I don't like when you're a makeup artist starting out and you just use fucking whatever the full coverage concealer of the month is this.
And no, there's not a matte shadow on the eye.
Again, yes.
We have a lash on, so I'll applaud you.
Yeah.
And
which I have to say, I love the color of that shimmer eyeshadow with the dress is perfection. But that's where it stopped. Yeah. That's where it stopped. And in the Photoshop photo, if that was the lip to begin with, that's how I know that is so fake, because that is like a liquid lipstick. It is so matte, even though I know it looks like that because it was Photoshopped. So that's what Photoshop lipstick looks like because there's no shine. That was not what was on her lips because it would not be off like that. We clearly had some black honey nonsense, which is why we have purple in the outer corners of the lips, which has come off.
She looks so sad.
That is so wrong.
It's like, because imagine like being a celebrity and you are not in control of your own makeup. So when you go somewhere and you take one final look in that car mirror before you step out to the red carpet and you're like, I guess I'm getting out of this car and I look like this, or you check your phone to check in your like the camera, like front facing camera, and you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
Like what at that point, it's like it's do or die, because like you can't, if you don't have makeup to touch up with, like I would have like, I don't know. I guess I would just be like, where's my lip and where's my powder? Because I need to do something.
Yeah.
Like the foundation separating, I'm like, I need to press and roll and give me a gloss.
She needs to tuck and roll out of the car.
And say, I have to go.
Could you imagine looking in the mirror and seeing these problems before you got on the carpet?
I would say
Golden Globes?
I'm going to the Taco Bell down the street. I'm having a nice night. Say I got sick.
Yes. Yes.
Say I got sick because I'm not coming. I'm not coming.
This makeup artist better be fired. Be fired.
And you know what, though? Because she looked so good when she did Wednesday, when she did the appearance in Wednesday. Her makeup in that was so beautiful.
Amazing.
And Gwendolyn Christie, who played like the headmistress of the show, there were even times where like I looked at her makeup and it wasn't perfect with like the red lip all the time. But there was something about it that was, there were times where everyone just looked their best in that show.
Yes.
Why are we not giving those people the opportunities, especially because that makeup has to be on?
Yes.
And so at the times things might not look great on TV because I'm like, yeah, maybe they're in it for 8 hours already.
Yes.
But it's like there's the consistency where this is like you have one opportunity, one shot, you have one job for them to look good for a few hours. Why can we not do it?
Girl. And you know what? It's even harder of a challenge on a show like Wednesday doing makeup for TV and film. Why? Because when we're doing Christina Ricci's makeup on Wednesday, she's playing, drumroll, a teacher. So yes, we want the makeup to be beautiful, but we also have the infused difficulty of making it look like makeup, if that's within the scope that the director wants.
Right.
To look like makeup that would be on a teacher.
Yeah.
So if Gwendolyn Christie's lipstick wasn't Kill Bill cut glass, she's a teacher. Where, might you ask? Should makeup be absolutely fucking perfect and flawless, or at the very least not crumbling off in chunks? Probably the red carpet on a celebrity.
Yeah. And when it is on TV, it's like, oh, maybe that was on purpose.
This is fired. This makeup artist better never work again. Oh, girl.
I love how we just pivot here.
I tried to do high-lows. We have Miss Icon, Legend, and Star, Danielle Brooks from The Color Purple, mama. She, first of all, is painted down. We are foundations, and it is perfection.
Oh my God, there is so many things about this makeup that are may I?
Go right ahead.
The brows, win.
Yes.
The foundation, win.
Yes.
Sculpting, win. Because it's not overdone. There is, and you know what? I'm going to say something and that's controversial yet brave.
Do it.
The bronzer and the blush, soft to non-existent, and I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a little more color and a little more shape.
Yes.
I need a little more color in her face. So give me a little more blush.
Color. I agree.
Give me a little bit more color in the cheek.
Yes.
But this lip, gorgeous. The white in her waterline is motherfucking gorgeous.
Okay.
You know what it's not doing? talk about contrast because of her beautiful complexion. If you have a stark white, it's going to look like Janelle Monáe in the black and white unbalanced dress, like
girl
doing the graphic liner at the Met Gala.
Yeah, puppet. Yeah,
this
Pinocchio.
is like almost like I want to almost say this is like an off-white eggshell liner.
I know.
And it's just, we did one pass of a white liner, so it's not saturated crazy.
And you know what it also almost looks like on that lower lash line when you're seeing it like even on like my phone? Like,
and they smoked it out a little bit.
It has a little bit of a green to it. When you look at it super close, it like, look at the red and then what's on her eyes is like almost that mauvey, purpley.
Yeah.
And then the lower lash line actually has... When you look at it super close, there's some kind of a greenish, like little, like a sea foamy situation going on. Which I love. Like, and that looks like it's actually on the lash line. Like, so maybe that was even used to super soften whatever they put in that waterline. Yes. Yeah. And you know why? And you know why, Mama? And I'm going to put money on it now because we have some other melanated queens on this list. You know something them girlies be knowing?
What?
That waterline can't be naked. Because when we have the contrast of darkness and waterline, it pops. But guess what? Our pale, pasty Snow Whites, celebrity makeup artists out there, just because you're white doesn't mean there isn't a contrast because that waterline on a white gal, on any white person, is red. And we don't want red waterline.
It is newborn.
Red waterline.
And it is newborn baby rat.
Doesn't belong on the carpet.
Yeah.
Baby rat.
It's a baby rat. It's pink.
Yeah. It just makes them look so much more tired.
Yeah. And the hair is gorgeous. This hair and oh my God, I love this
flawless.
Hair.
Yes.
Wow. This is beautiful.
The foundation is stunning. I want to know what it is.
I want to know what this foundation is
I know.
Because it is absolutely, but you know what? You could tell her skin is beautiful. So like she could pull off a lot of formulas.
Yes, but to be this full coverage and it to not look shiny at all already, there's no breakup, there's no nothing. And what I also have to give credit for is the tone of the concealer under the eye.
Yeah.
And the powder. Because I know where it's on two different levels, obviously, but you know I'm always saying, if I need to see one more Drag Race girl with Cheeto dust orange powder under those eyes, girl.
Coco Montrese.
Girl, dark. I understand having dark, deep skin. Doesn't mean we should be using orange under the eye.
Or bright yellow.
Or bright yellow. There is a way to do it with that balance, girl. And this is how you do it.
This is exactly how you do it.
Exquisite.
Do you know who I thought this was?
Who?
I thought this was one of the Olsen twins that like cracked out at 3 a.m.
It's Elizabeth Olsen.
No, it's not.
It's their younger sister.
Is it really?
Yes!
They have a younger sister?
Kevin, have you seen any Marvel movie? WandaVision? Elizabeth Olsen. Yes, this is Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh my
God. This is their younger sister. Okay.
Shows how much I know about celebrities. I didn't even know.
You might not remember this. We've had Miss Elizabeth Olsen on our award show reviews before.
Oh.
And like Ms. Seyfried, I think they use the same makeup artist. Both Ms. Olsen and Ms. Seyfried's makeup artists both makes them look like they are dying of scurvy in 1792.
Why are we doing peach shimmer shadow 360 around the eye? We're putting orgasm blush around the eye.
Yes.
Top and bottom with a red lip that is not clean. Not cleaned up whatsoever.
And drum roll, no lash.
No eyelash, barely any blush. What concealer is this?
Fashion photo review. Trend alert, no lash, and fucking Crayola chubby stick all around those eyes.
With bulbous stick.
A bulbous chubby stick with no fucking lashes on. Why do they make these pale girls, which could you imagine these canvases like Amanda Seyfried and Elizabeth Olsen, and let me make her look like she has rickets in 1692 just before Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What are we doing? She looks ill with a blue base red lip. I don't know what's to be said because, to be honest with you, this is exactly the same infractions as Amanda Seyfried.
The more I look at it, the more angry I'm getting.
I can't believe you thought this was one of the Olsen twins, not knowing this was their sister.
Yeah, I think I need to move on because I didn't know. I didn't know.
You didn't.
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. Did you know? You knew. Apparently, the world knows. I didn't know.
All right. We have Ms. Elle Fanning, which beautiful dress. Okay. We do have a close up. Okay. So now I feel this way. Kevin, you might fight me on this. This is going to be a little bit of a redemption storyline from our Met Gala because a lot of people got mad at us when we called her Regina George.
She looked like she was wearing the back brace that were
yes, and I stand by it. She looked awful. Too. The costume, the style, and she didn't look awful because of her fault. So calm down. I love Elle Fanning. I love her on the grate. Her stylist fired. The makeup fired. It was bad. This to me is a little bit of a redemption story arc.
I agree.
Okay, good. Because Mama is fair. We're talking even more than the other ones. They at least have a warm undertone, or more of a neutral. I would say Amanda Seyfried's a neutral undertone. Elizabeth Olsen's a warm undertone. Mama, she is the lightest foundation shade in every range, if she can even find it. The foundation, exquisite.
Yeah.
For this, it looks like she has nothing on.
Yeah.
And I understand she's also 5 years old compared to some of the other people, but that's not the problem because Mama, the other foundation mistakes were not an age issue. No. It was crumbling off of Miss Ricci's chin.
Formula issue.
The formula of this is exquisite to still let all of those little beauty marks shine through on the forehead. And I also was saying, do you think those freckles are fake?
Yes.
They are, aren't they? Yes. Some of them are. I think
some of them are, but I love it. I love it too. I love this lash.
Thank you. Because this is what we're talking about when we say a lash. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not saying our lashes right now. No. Us two drag queens here. We're not talking that lash. We're talking a nice little demi-wispy. We just need a little bit of uniformity.
The only thing I would have done with this look a little bit differently is actually the crease, the transition color. I would have softened a little bit more, but not what right now it's giving her shape. Yes. I would keep that shape and I just want it a little softer. The lid color, fine.
The lid color's fine, but you know why that transition is not the best? Because it's blended on bare skin.
Yeah, there's no base. Prime. And you could tell that there's no base on her.
Because there's no cleanup under the brows. They did not prime. This is the problem. And I know a lot of people sometimes struggle with the concept of like an eyeshadow primer versus concealer on the lid. And let's say if Elle Fanning sat down in my chair and said my eyeshadow was creases, I would still be using concealer and I would literally mix an eyeshadow primer in with a NYX serum concealer because that's all she needs because she's 5 years old and there's nothing to cover. But the uniformity of starting with a pigmented base on the eyeshadow, especially when you're this fair, whites out the eyes like a sheet of paper. Yeah. And then any eyeshadow you then put on the eyelid is purposeful. Yeah. You're in control of the diffusion of color.
Yeah.
But when you put, like this, a matte transition shade on a bare lid where the oil dispersion is different, we have her natural redness bleeding through, it's going to look messy and unblended.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that. And it also would have benefited from having those brows cleaned up a little bit because she has the kind of brows that we can do the stand-up Burberry.
Yeah.
But the bottoms cleaned up a little bit would have made that transition and that brow bone just so much cleaner.
Yeah, and I like the lip choice.
I do too. Because it brings in,
it
almost, if you told me it was the same, I don't think it is because it's a little too pigmented, but if you told me it was like the same cream blush as her blush, I would believe you, which I love the uniformity from that.
Yeah, and is that a nude waterline or is that just her skin? Because it almost looks like it's very solid on her.
It's a nude waterline, mama. Okay, girl, we have Ms. Emma Stone, and let me tell you, this might be, she takes the award for no makeup tonight. This goddamn makeup is so successful.
The lashes,
girl,
and the
do you
brows.
see that? Oh, girl, you are gonna.
The complexion. I love those lashes.
Those look like Kiss Impress Spikies.
Wow, and her skin looks wonderful.
Yes, and this is why, ladies and gents, we don't need to be afraid of lashes. Because, what do I always say? We had Elle Fanning, who had a little bit of eyeshadow on, so she had a more subtle lash. Ms. Stone has
a whisper of highlight.
Literally, maybe whatever bronzer. Like, you can kind of see it in the outer, like, transition, but she literally doesn't have any eyeshadow on, so she can have the lash. And I used to even tell my brides all the time when they were afraid of, like, makeup, when they would make me do such a subtle eye, and then they would also be on the verge about lashes, I would, like, grab their hand. I'd be like, listen, if we're not going to do any eyeshadow, please, let me just lay the lash on. Because you let the lash be the star of the show.
Yeah.
And if this is not a textbook example.
This is so beautiful.
The foundation. And, you know, this is also the other thing I was saying about now, remember Amanda Seyfried that we were saying she needed bronzer and blush. She ain't got no bronzer on. This is what I mean about that no makeup. She has no bronzer on the forehead, I should say. She does clearly have a little bit of what looks like a little contouring and blush on the apples of the cheek, which is beautifully done.
She looks so
exquisite.
This is probably the best makeup I've ever seen on her.
I couldn't agree more.
I think this is the best she's ever looked, and we've seen her in more glam, and there's something so flawless and beautiful about this. This is timeless. This is like seriously beautiful. She looks amazing. I love it.
And we don't have a lip balm, but you know what we do have? At least chapstick.
Hydration. It's a colored.
Yes.
It's a colored gloss.
Beautiful.
That's all we need.
Which if you told me this was an e.l.f. tinted click stick, hey.
Fine.
It is what it is.
Even if it's a lip oil.
That's all she needs.
I'm down. She looks beautiful.
And my God, if this isn't the textbook example of like application over amount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's old. She's probably in the same age as some of the other ones we were critiquing. It proves formula and application are the problem.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, girl. We have Miss
Dress.
I know. We have Miss Janelle James of Abbott Elementary, who, in my opinion, has been robbed. If you watch Abbott Elementary, has been robbed of every award since the beginning of the show because she's iconic.
I love the tie-in with the
girl
color
that
of the dress
green on the bottom lash line.
And it's softly brought up to the top and blown out that same color.
Stunning.
Really so successful. The foundation is beautiful. I would have loved to see a darker lip liner on her to give her a little more shape.
Totally.
Same kind of color though. I don't need it so dark, but I need some definition in her lip.
Yes.
For sure.
But love again, the blush. Imagine if we had done like a Fenty liquid lipstick, a darker one, a little bit darker than that as the lip liner, and then feathered that out and then did that. I would have did a lipstick, and then what it looks like she has, I would have did Sweet Mouth from Fenty.
Oh, yeah, right
in the center,
middle.
that champagne pink. Yes. To contrast and lighten it up. Yes.
Because I love the blush. I love the bronzing, the highlighting, the foundation looks beautiful. Oh. Again, her concealer and setting powder look amazing.
Lashes.
The skin looks really gorgeous.
That blown out champagne gold shimmer on the inside.
I love that. And that green under the eye is so cool.
The brows are clean.
Yeah.
And the brow bone is highlighted. Why is it only the makeup artists of the black girls that understand the concept of priming a lid?
Yeah, like in giving shape and definition. They
got these white women out here with these fucking snaggle brows without a single product.
Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle brows.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, she looks so beautiful.
Okay, we have Miss Jennifer Lopez. And now we're going to learn a different lesson here today on Beautiful and Bothered.
I'm going to, wait.
Okay, wait. All right.
So help me God. Johnny.
Yeah.
So help me God. Because right now we're far away. I can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
So help me God.
Yeah.
If you zoom in to her face.
Yeah.
And she has a wet peach lip liner.
Don't look.
I'm going to fucking lose my mind. So help me God, Johnny. I will get ready. Up. I will leave.
You're not ready.
I will go to Scott Barnes' house and slap the gloss out of its hand.
Bye, Mom. I don't even know what that is on her lips. I don't even know what that is.
Peach puree.
Can you even wrap your head around that? Because it looks, first of all, for a pink, that is way too light for Jennifer Lopez's skin tone.
Always. Let's think about the Met Gala. What was that? Remember the blue all over her eyes and then the wet, light peach lip?
Yes. This is, I don't even understand why this was chosen. And then it's so wet and so moist. And then I have to say,
she took all the other moisture from everybody else's lips.
Girl. And here's the deal. Even from a distance, okay, so we backed up a little bit. We're looking at just from like chest up. This is the lesson we're learning here on Beautiful and Bothered today. The application. Oh no, let me choose my words wisely. Is everything placed where it's supposed to be? Yes. However,
because if you squint, successful.
Which we're gonna get there because let's just say she squinted for us on her Instagram. So is everything on the complexion place where it's supposed to be? Yes. We have foundation all over the face. We have highlight under the eyes. We have this pop, pop, pop. However.
And there's water in the ocean and there's dirt on the ground.
And water is wet. However, this right here is a prime example of whoever did this is still doing her makeup as though they're doing makeup on a 20-year-old. Elle Fanning has 1/10 the amount of makeup on as she does. And that has nothing to do with age. Jennifer Lopez should not be wearing, I can tell you by looking at this, all of these products are not good for mature skin. She has way too much makeup on.
She is wearing Cover FX cream foundations.
Girl.
Underpainted.
She is. And who do you think that is?
Oh, I know who.
Girl, she has too much makeup on. She can't, it's not right for her anymore. You could make her look, the application, you could make those under eyes just as highlighted and just as contoured without the thickness of this makeup. I was
you
in the
thinking,
London video, I could scrape this off.
Get out of my head because I'm looking at right here. I just want to take my nails and scratch the makeup off and see her bare skin underneath.
I know. It's not right.
You're free.
They're doing her dirty.
The shimmer underneath the eye, just
10 pounds
haphazardly. The brows are unevenly filled and Groucho Marx.
Inside filled only.
And look at the underneath of the left and the right brow. Two different shapes.
We quite literally on the Kevin side, the tail of the brow is just not done.
And then the other side, it's just we have a block.
So we have 2016 makeup, but we didn't do the ends of the brows.
And it's so interesting to me because it's like, yes, all the elements are here, but the elements are wrong.
Yes. Because that's what I meant about the application.
Yes.
We're in day 300 of makeup school. I know this is supposed to be light. If I animated this, it's correct in a Kevin Aquan book for placement.
Sure.
It doesn't mean it looks good in person because of what we used.
No.
Because of the thickness.
Well, yes.
The tones are right.
But then the
thickness is wrong.
And because the lash is there, but then why do we have Charlotte from Charlotte's Web sitting on her eye?
Girl, why?
Miss Spider Legs.
Why is one every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Because you know there's little babies. Why is every 9th hair 6 foot long on those lashes?
Why could we not do a beautiful, just tapered lash on her?
Girl.
To give her lift. Like, why do we have these spidery, piecey Charlotte's Web?
Girl, can you believe how thick that makeup is?
Girl,
that is fucking Tarte-shaped tape.
And this is
with Laura Mercier powder baked on top.
I could just see Graftobian cream palettes.
Kryolan TV paint stick.
Painting
it's
her.
Too thick.
Painting with a full coverage, thick makeup over it. Like, and then all of a sudden we say peach lip?
Yeah.
Peachy pink.
Wet peach lip. It's just for her age. This is the wrong.
It's inappropriate.
It's the inappropriate formulas. It's the wrong formulas. It's the wrong products.
It's the wrong
amounts. It's too much
because everything is
Literally, as though, like if
that under eye is killing me with the eyeshadow.
Oh God, let alone the 9 pounds of concealer. She doesn't need this much. It looks too heavy for her.
Get a new makeup artist.
Girl, I know. And if this probably was Scott Barnes, this is just not it anymore, girl. It's not it. It's too thick.
Okay. And I don't care what they say about painting for the red carpet, painting for TV, painting for this, painting for that. This is not it.
Girl. And can we talk about it? I am so fucking tired of the underpainting bullshit. Underpainting is the concept of putting all of your basically your highlights and contours, your browns and your highlights on before your foundation. So you basically get those tones on the skin and then you put your foundation on. That only works if we're then not putting Sherwin-Williams semi-gloss foundation on top of it because it covers everything we just underpainted. Underpainting only works if we go in with a soft foundation so that those tones can actually be seen. Enough with the underpainting when you're covering it with
and then reinforcing it with other products on top.
And then putting more on. It's too much. What I would chop off an arm to do J-Lo's makeup.
Yeah.
And this is what you do. Okay. And then we have to also address the elephant in the room. Hair, stunning. Won't surprise you who it's by. Are you ready for the Instagram photo? Chris Appleton, who did her hair.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
That's not another Olsen.
That one Kevin. Eye, honey, that's a glass eye on the left. That's a glass eye on the left. That ain't real. That eye's edited, honey. That's a glass eye. That's a glass eye, mama. That is plastique tiara. That's not the same makeup. That's not.
Literally, first we use a sepia filter, a nice sepia warm filter. The tones of the makeup
look at the tone of the makeup. Yeah,
quite literally changed. Like in person, it's Ricketts purple. And pink. And then in that photo, it's like bronze. Warm brown and like bronze.
And wait, look at the lip. Even like and now all of a sudden it's a warm nude.
Which,
and then
why
on this,
is the gloss all the way up to the bottom of the nose?
She loves that though. Miss J-Lo loves it on her Cupid's bow.
Oh, she loves a wet Cupid's bow.
She loves a wet fucking Cupid's bow because she could wipe it off.
Totally.
She could wipe it off.
She could. Yeah.
She don't care. She loves it. She thinks it makes her lips look full.
I know.
Can
you believe this? Look at this fucking riggery and tomfoolery.
That's a glass eye.
Moral of the story is that is a glass eye.
Look at that. She said.
Oh my God.
They really had to edit that eye open because she said.
Oh my God. Okay.
This is my dead history teacher.
Okay. I have to say something. When I was pulling these photos, I don't think anything has actually aggravated me more than this. We have Julianne Moore, who is stunning. Miss Red Hair, beautiful gorge, legend, icon star Julianne Moore. Who the fuck did this to her?
She has dead purple skin,
Kevin,
purple lips.
No, this is like, I almost like, this is, okay, so this is where the surprise came in. So I hinted at the beginning I had a surprise.
Uh-huh.
I was so outraged by this because I cannot believe, the longer I looked, I was showing Casey this and he didn't believe me that this is what she looked like on the red carpet. This is so criminal.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. The lips, I don't know what's going on. We have nothing on them again, but there's like
we did Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer.
Totally.
With NARS Orgasm. And then Black Honey that kind of was freshly applied.
Settled into the lines.
Maybe was reapplied right before she left the car. Barely a brow, which I'm not mad at the brow, but clean it up.
And
give her shape.
Not yellow.
Not yellow.
Why is it
I need
so
more
yellow?
Warmth. And then the eyes. Did we not like... I don't know.
What did we do?
I don't. Something about the under eye needs to go. Make
completely.
It tighter and cleaner.
Cleaner.
I need a tight under eye. The top. I'm like, give her a little bit.
Something
like other looks go too high. I need this one to come higher.
I need I need it to show up.
I need it to go a little bit higher than the crease of her eye. And I'm not mad at an all matte eye, but if you're going to do an all matte eye, make sure the bottom of her eye is actually matte and not shimmer.
Preach. Which, fuck you, because wait till you see. So this outraged me so much.
Did you DM her and say, were you pissed too?
I use my Photoshop skills.
No.
And at this point, I have become such a Photoshop pro. Ms. Johnny Ross did Miss Julianne Moore's makeup the way I would have done her makeup.
No, you did not.
And let me tell you something right now, because this was criminal and Miss Julianne Moore better fire this person tomorrow. Not one line, not one wrinkle, not one fine line, not one piece of texture was blurred, was removed. Not one piece of texture is altered. And when I was done, to even reinforce it further, I put it on another program and I ran over every line and I made it all the lines sharper to make them stand out even more. To prove my point that it has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with Photoshop in the sense of blurring lines. We're not doing what Miss Jennifer Lopez did.
Okay.
This is about application.
Okay.
So what did Mama do? She needs more coverage on the face. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
We have to, and that's why I said fuck you, because literally everything you said is exactly what I did. We need a lip color. Then we need cleaned up base, a higher, more lifted blush placement. We need a clean under eye with a little bit of a matte shadow along the lash line. We need some kind of a little baby Elle fanning lash to balance out the top. We need mattes that lift the eye. We need to fill the brows with not a yellow. And what would we have gotten if Johnny did Miss Julianne Moore's makeup?
Wow.
Nude waterline, lifted blush, evened out skin, clean brows with not a yellow, but a deeper auburn.
Like a taupey, like softer gray with a little red.
We have a lash, which in person, I probably would have did a little bit less of a smaller of a lash, but this is what I could get on the internet.
No, I love that.
A matte lid where we brightened up the insides of the lid and we brightened up all in here because if we look at it side by side.
Wow.
It has nothing to do with fine lines and wrinkles. It has everything to do with placement. We still have a little bit of the freckles peeking through on the skin, which you can get that. I can think of 59 foundations that would do this on her and look phenomenal. We cleaned up the under eyes. We barely need any more concealer than it is, to be honest with you. I would have used a little NYX serum concealer and set it with a beautiful powder that had pigment to it, like the Kaleidos, to highlight and give more coverage with the powder rather than needing to do a ton of foundation on her. We have cleaned up those horrible under eyes with chunky shimmer, and we very tightly did a little bit of the transition and a little bit of the darker matte. We cleaned up the waterline with a nude. We have lashes. The bottoms of the eye should not be darker than the top of the eye. We're getting lift from the lash. The placement, if we clean up those brows with a nice color and actually extend the tail, and then lift that matte shadow, look how much more lift she is getting in her eye. She looks 10 years younger, and like I said, I enhanced the wrinkles in my Photoshop to prove my point. And then we have an actual lip that matches her dress because that is stunning on a redhead.
No, and I was going to say,
to have a warm tone red, they're the only ones that can pull off a warm tone red is a redhead.
And everything in nothing color, but yes, it is appropriate.
Absolutely.
And it looks so good on, wow. And I love that literally it's every single part of her texture is showing.
Yes.
The freckles are still showing where they need to show. The blush is lifted. The skin looks beautiful. Like, yeah, why? I almost want her to see this and be like, this is what could have been.
Girl, so listen, this is, like I said, nothing was blurred. Nothing was Photoshopped. The makeup was just done differently. This is my official bid to do Julianne Moore's makeup at the Oscars because, girl, you are too stunning for that. Whoever did that to you, do not let them near you anymore. This is my official bid to do Julianne Moore's makeup at the Oscars because you're fucking Julianne Moore, Academy Award winner. This is what you deserve. Appalling.
And she looks so, wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
And like I said, not one wrinkle. The wrinkles are literally enhanced in the after and look how much younger she looks.
This whole clip needs to get sent to her.
Yeah.
Of like, this is why. This is the visual representation of why.
Yes.
Shit like this needs to happen.
And this is why I did this, because the longer I was looking at this, especially I know like you guys, I'm not kidding when I tell you we read every single comment every single week. especially we know the kind of people that love the pod, whatever. This to me was the quintessential representation of what we're always trying to talk about how the application of where things are placed and getting out of these kind of repetitive or outdated things of let's smear the black eyeliner all under our eye and bring down the eye and look at all that darkness under her eye. Look at it. It's quite literally making it look like her eye is drooping down.
Yeah.
Compared to cleaning it up and brightening it, she is quite literally, this makeup is giving her an eye lift.
And there is still... We're not, like you said, you're not hiding texture because that is unrealistic. She still has all of her texture in her face where it just comes with age, where it is age appropriate makeup, but it is still flawless and beautiful. And
about placement.
Yes, this was done on a computer, but it is so achievable too, which is scary that it wasn't done on her.
Isn't that insane? Because it's exactly. And so much of this, even when I did the skin and everything else, we're talking colors added on top with like 5% opacity, like just literally airbrushing on top of to get the color. And then I literally would go over every single wrinkle and erase what I was adding to make sure I wasn't covering any texture or wrinkle to prove my point that it's about tones. It's not about the hiding of wrinkles. Someone like her that is so fair, that has this natural redness on the nose and the cheeks, which I think they just left on her, to have that scotch more of foundation coverage, that your blush placement can then be purposeful. Because on someone of her age, where I have the blush going from here and see how it's going all the way on her cheekbone up into the temple, because on a woman with mature skin, that blush placement going up is lifting her entire face. And cleaning up those brows. Look at the difference in the brows. Her brows, naturally, they're too straight.
Yeah.
We need a downturned tail to give us that lift.
And it gives the eye more structure too.
Yes.
Wow.
Julianne Moore, MrJohnnyRoss@gmail.com. Alrighty, and last up, we have Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary. And fun fact, you probably never saw Dreamgirls with Beyonce. Okay, well, Sheryl Lee Ralph was the original Beyonce role in the original Broadway cast of Dreamgirls. Yeah, she's amazing.
Now, okay, wait. Do you think this outfit is a coordination?
It is. They did it on purpose.
I love that.
How incredible is that?
That's so cute, because I was going to say they're both from Abbott Elementary, and then they did that like chartreuse green and with the black.
It.
I
how
love that.
Beautiful.
That is so cool. I love, because I was like, wait a second. This looks suspiciously similar. Like,
I know.
Who wore it best?
And with them next to each other, it looked beautiful. Yeah, I'll throw up a photo. It was
that
awesome.
Is really cool that they did that.
Yeah. But we wanted to include and end with Miss Sheryl Lee here, because to prove our point coming off of Julianne Moore is 63. Mm-hmm. And Sheryl Lee Ralph is 67.
Yeah, where age has nothing to do with it.
This is my point.
Because this is the thing where she's in her 60s. I don't want to put makeup on her. No, there's makeup that is appropriate, and there's a level of makeup that is appropriate.
And there are formulas that work on 67-year-old skin.
Look at
this.
Even in when she's smiling too, everything you could tell when she relaxes her face and she's not smiling. This lip.
Do you see the glitter? The glitter flecks in the lip.
I mean, with the right lip liner, look at the saturation of the lip liner to the lip gloss.
With that clean edge around that lip liner, girl.
Oh my God, wow.
The brows, that Adele eyeliner, that perfect
wing. Perfectly sculpted eye with the gold to the mattes, to the highlighted brow bone, to the brows being perfectly shaped, to the lipstick being perfectly balanced, to the blush highlight. So nothing is overtaking her face.
I have to say, the lash, this is faultless.
I have no notes on
I
this.
don't think I actually think this is faultless.
Wow.
All right, well, let's take a break. We're going to come back, say goodbye, and maybe we're going to pick the best makeup look of the Globes.
Done.
Alrighty, we have Golden Globes makeup, and looking through it, our top 2 of the week is Sheryl Lee Ralph.
Same.
Girl, because I almost gave it to Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But I think more difficult makeup, mama. And I'm not talking about the age. Miss Sheryl Lee was painted.
Saturation.
Emma Stone had a wash of...
She had no makeup on. Yeah, exactly. She had saturation blending, purposeful placement, the color choices, everything. That makeup is stunning.
Stunning. That lip is turning me on. There is actual, I don't even know, I don't know of a product on the market. Like I know there's shimmer lip glosses.
But that's insane.
Girl, that looks like there's diamonds on her lips.
Yeah. I'm upset. And everything about the shimmer being placed perfectly, the lashes picked perfectly, the eyeliner, the brows, the skin, everything.
Oh, exquisite.
It is the perfect makeup of the night. So congratulations, whoever did this makeup. You are hired for life.
For life. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely flawless.
Stunning.
So yeah, guys, this was the best and worst makeup from the Golden Globes. Maybe after this, we'll do the Emmys. I'll see what the Emmys looks kind of were like, if there's enough to pull from. I know the Oscars are coming up. Obviously, as we just talked about, Grammys are coming up. That should be a fun, because they always go hard.
Nuts.
Totes with the makeup looks. Yeah, let us know who your favorites were, who your least favorites were, anyone we missed from the Golden Globes that you think we need to check out their photo. But yeah, I love doing these like makeup police episodes.
I know, because it's so hard. There were so many other looks that we were going to include that we had to cut. So
I pulled these photos and I was like, oh, is this not enough? Forgetting we talk about every person for 15 minutes because we're dissecting the way the bottom lashes are not separated.
And I'm
enough.
like, whatever. Flop.
Yeah. Flop. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching a brand new episode of Beautiful and Bothered. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube for your video episode one day early. Subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get your episode on Mondays. Please leave us a 5-star review if you can, because that's all those streaming platforms care about. And then they'll show it to more people, and the more people that listen and watch our podcast, the more exciting things coming down the pike, because we're already talking about some exciting things, girls. Maybe some opportunities to meet y'all. I'll leave it at that. So share the pod. Keep it going. Thank you guys so much for watching. Wherever you are, we hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
you are beautiful.
A little boy, a little girl.
Little girl. You got some lipstick on, girl? Yeah, I got lipstick on. I got my pink lipstick.
You are beautiful.
Bye.